we are live. Let me do. Hang on. I'm sorry, guys. We are having some pretty weird technical difficulties. I'm at my quote unquote workstation, and I'm trying to figure out how to get this to work. So let's see. There we go. All right, cool. So let me pause this. I've got my computer behind me, and I am looking at my phone, so it's kind of some weird stuff going on. All right, so I'm just gonna dive right in, since this is gonna be kind of an announcement for YouTube. It's a pretty big change, and it's something that we knew was coming. We bought 11 and a half acres in Wisconsin. Obviously, that's where we're at. We bought our land. It was kind of in the middle of our neighbor. So if I could, I mean, there's a square of our land that's like surrounded by 500 acres of one of our neighbors, and we're dead center of his property. And about 2 weeks ago, he asked us, hey, would you guys be interested in a land trade? And so I was like, I'm not really sure what that entails, because, you know, this is kind of new to me. We were like, I'd consider it. And he said, hey, you know, I know you guys got 11 and a half acres. Well, there's a place that just went up for sale down the road. It's like, I mean, I could drive there and like, it only take a minute for us to get there, right? So it's down the road. It's 37 acres, and it's a much more ideal situation for our family. Sorry, my mustache needs to be trimmed, so I'm itching my face a little bit. It's a little bit more of an ideal situation for us as far as for our animals. It's more land. It is not surrounded by one particular neighbor. And we may or may not, this is the fourth, we may or may not have the option to buy more land around us. Our neighbor that that we're surrounded by right now has made us a very generous offer, and he's buying this land for not just his family, but I think he's more into conservation. So he has, long story short, he's kind of bought us out. We are moving. We have a lot of stuff that we've been working on the homestead. The reason why we haven't been posting is because of not just wintertime, but also, I mean, what do you do whenever you get told by your neighbor, hey, I want to buy your land? So we are essentially, everything's on hold until we get this new property, which is an additional 26 acres for us that is being paid for by our neighbor. At first it started off as a land deal, or a land trade. He was going to buy the property and trade it to us, but he was like, hey, you know, we could skip the attorney fees, and how about you put it and see where it leads to. because it's closer to the value of what I'm offering you for your property. If that makes sense. So, long story short, like I said, it's kind of an offer that we can't refuse because I've been wanting more land. We didn't exactly have a very good start on this homestead. Our property was, we let the wrong people watch our house when we first bought it. I was still active duty military. This is where I was at, this command. We, it just being completely transparent, we just simply let the wrong people watch our house while we were gone. And they said, yeah, we can follow directions. And nothing was followed. We had a bunch of water main bursts. We had a bunch of water repair. We weren't even able to live in this house that we're in here now. We weren't able to live here for the first 6 months that we lived in this property. So the insurance, we had insurance help cover some of it. A lot of the renovations we came out of pocket for, but that's kind of why it's like, okay, this new property, which I'll get to here in a minute, we were considering moving. We've been praying a lot, getting ready to basically move closer to Texas because my mom has been kind of like, hey, you need to move to Texas. And we were just kind of soul searching. Well, I wouldn't even say soul searching. I don't think that's the right term for it. We were praying. We were praying to God and our Lord and Savior, We were praying about this, and I think our prayers got answered when our neighbor came. It was kind of out of the blue. It was like 3 weeks ago. He's like, hey, are you guys considering a land agreement? And this property popped up pretty much close to where we're at. Like I said, like 2 miles down the road, but with more land, a spring-fed pond. There's a house and a workshop already on the property. There's a garden that we're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know how the garden is set up right now. She says that there's asparagus. I can confirm that there's blueberries and an established grapevine, which I don't know if you guys have been following us. We love making homemade wine, so the established grapes are gonna be great. There's apple trees on the property. We're essentially kind of sort of starting over. And there's a lot of things that we're starting over with, but there's a lot of things that we're kind of going mini grapevines, yes. We're kind of going hopefully in a right direction. Let's see. So, yes, we started building a root cellar. We just poured concrete for it. I was going to do a video update on that, but when I was going to do that, literally the week that happened was when our neighbor was like, hey, here's the deal. He basically wants our land, which is totally understandable because, like I said, we're right in the middle of his land. And I can understand. And without going into too many details, he's giving us a really good offer. So we are going to follow through and we took the offer. We just got approved on the home. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's been a while since we've made a video, so just bear with me. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask in the live chat there. I'll answer to the best of my knowledge or without giving too many details away. But yes, we are moving. We probably are going to be also changing the homestead's name because of this. Let's see. There's other things that I want about, but I can't quite. Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much. We're really looking forward to it. It's just a better living situation. Our kitchen in this house now is like the size of a shoebox, and it's been kind of the cause for quite a bit of stress. The entire house, I mean, this house that we live in right now, we have to like split the house. Like there's like the main house, which is what I'm in, where we have the bedrooms. What is established? Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Miller Homestead, for sure. The house is kind of split into two. There's like the main part and then what we call the octagon room, which is where, if you've seen some of the videos I've had, there's like this grand living room that has a big fireplace in it. And during the wintertime, we have to split the house in two in order to keep the main part of the house warm. We have a fireplace and a wood burning stove insert in the other side of the house. But I mean, you know, it's been 4 years of us having to split the house in two, and we can't even live in our home house. Yes, Miss Hippie. Yes. Thank you, honey. Yeah. I mean, everything just kind of happened all at once. It was our neighbor told us what his intentions were. I went over the next day and talked to him in person about it. We agreed to a price. We got a realtor. Unfortunately, things didn't really work out with the original realtor. I didn't feel like none of our like wants or needs were being conveyed to the seller. You know, I know it's through text, but my texts were like these long paragraphs of like, hey, I'm being really specific in what I want. And the original realtor, they were like, oh, okay. Oh, sure. You know, just these one word text back. I'd rather be talking on the phone. So we ended up having to go a different route. We hired a new realtor, and it was just like, as soon as we hired the new realtor, it was like, oh, we've got a pre-approval from our bank. Okay, well, hey, you know, let's do repairs. Repairs were done. It was like boom, 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 boom. Everything just kind of fell into place, and I was like, okay, this is definitely a thing from God, because like I said, we were wanting to move out of, like, we were gonna completely start over, but with this situation, we aren't starting completely over. It's a house that was built with true 2-dimension lumber, old growth. You know, it was only built 37 years ago, but it's, you know, a 2x4 nowadays is what, like 3.5 inches by, or no, 2.5 inches, no, 1.5 inches by 3.5 inches, and it's not true. This is like 2 inches by 4 inches, 2x4s. So true 2-dimension. It's a well-built house. We just had the inspection done. There's a few things that got hit, but you know, the lady that lives there now, she's 87 years old. I went over and helped even with some of these repairs, so that, because both my wife and I, we were prior military, backing us for financing. And so I went over. She's like 80. The lady that owns the house now that we're moving into, she's like, I just can't afford to fix anything. That's why I'm selling. My family doesn't want to take over the house. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go over there and put some of my craftsmanship to work. So went over, fixed a few things. And it was like the appraiser was there the next day, and my realtor that I have, she's like, I've never seen an appraiser get ordered one day and the next day the appraiser's there. Like, it was just boom, boom, boom. And we got it conditionally approved yesterday for this. And I know this is like long-winded, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to explain things in a way that is I'm trying to put out the information so that everything's transparent. Um, but I really feel like this was kind of an act of God, because it, like I said, boom, boom, everything happened just all at once, and here we are. Nothing's set in stone yet, mind you. I mean, we're conditionally approved, but I mean, we're still at that point to where anything could happen. I mean, the bank could come back and say, hey, no, we don't want to lend to you. And then that's whenever I get my neighbor involved, which he's a very wealthy person. He owns down south. He owns a factory, a business. I don't know what else he's got his hands in. I just know that he's the owner and a CEO of a packing company down in Green Bay. So that's all I'm going to say, so that I don't give any more details about him personally. So it's that's it. I mean, that's really where we're at. If anybody has any questions, I'm gonna kind of leave it open. I know that I talk a lot, but it's not because I'm trying to. Yes, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also trying to make sure that you guys have the facts. Yes, exactly. All glory to the Father. Everything that we do should be in God's name, and we should be promoting Jesus Christ a little bit more. And I really feel like this is, I wish I could, it's like a testimony. It should be like a testimony of our faith, because it's just, we've been praying for the last 6 months, 7 months, and here we are. So other than that, I'm gonna leave. I don't know if anybody's watching still, but I definitely want to leave it open just for a few minutes to answer any questions if anybody's got questions. Yeah, here we are. We're moving. Oops, excuse me. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Excuse me. We are moving, and I'm not sure what we're gonna change the name of our homestead to yet. We're gonna make it a little bit more. Yes, there is a basement. There's a basement at the new place, Miller Homestead. It's a full basement, and one of the things that the current owner or the seller says, she's like, "Yep, I made this basement 3 blocks higher than everybody said I should." And it's, I mean, you can walk into that basement and it is 100% dry. That house has been there for 37 years, and you walk down there, it doesn't smell like your typical, like, to pick on Illinois, it doesn't smell like your typical Illinois basement where, wow, you can smell the water and the humidity. No, you go down there, it's dry. And I had my moisture meter. I don't know what a typical reading should be, but like my average moisture percentage on the block in there was like 20% moisture. I know that I think that most masonry, there's like an allowance for, I think it's like 25 is high, but I may be wrong. I'm not a professional whenever it comes to laying block. You can see that in my root cellar videos. I'm not a professional. I like to do things, and I don't need anybody. I'll research it before I do it, but I just, who needs a professional? I can do it myself, right? But anyways, yeah, it's a very well maintained basement as far as basements goes, because it's dry. Yeah, absolutely. Miss Hippie hit it right on the nail, the head, or the hit the nail on the head there. Um, it's a full basement. Uh, I am a little sad because our finished root cellar here, it's I don't know what my neighbor's intentions are with the house that we're living in now, but it's sad to say I think there's an excavator and a very deep hole in the future of this place. So it's a little sad. I don't know what his plans are. I would hope that he lets me know so that if there's something that we can come in and salvage just from this place, we can come get it. But that's it. Hang on one second. I just got a notification. Oops, somebody unsubscribed, but whatever. Okay. But yeah, does anybody else have any more questions? I mean, we're going to be as open as we possibly can without giving private information away. Yeah, it's kind of, it happened all very quickly. And this all just happened as of posting this video and going live. Yep, me too, Miller Homestead, me too. It's like 2 weeks ago this all started from going live today. And it's just been quick. So we are not first-time home buyers. We've gone through this before. And I gotta say, like, every time we've bought a home, say this will be our third home that we're buying. I gotta say, this has been the least stressful. It's been the least amount of stress I've ever had buying a home, and I think that's because the Father's looking out for us. So, other than that, I hope everybody's been doing good. If anybody else doesn't have any other questions, we're gonna wrap it up, and I hope that you guys join us on our even newer journey. It's a bit bittersweet, but I think, like I said, I think it's for the best. And it seems like everybody's winning in this situation, so that's really all I have to say. We're gonna have a lot of videos coming soon of the new place. We'll do a walk around. Like I said, it's got a spring-fed pond. There's 37 acres to explore on it. So look forward to some foraging videos. Look forward to some more winemaking videos, especially right from the homestead. I mean, these grapevines up here, oh yeah, we got a lot of work ahead. We definitely do. Like, look forward to big things. And it's a huge change. I mean, granted, not moving far, but we're moving. So I hope you guys all stay blessed. Thank you. We definitely need prayers. We definitely need prayers. Thank you very much. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that I wasn't too boring, because you know, that's all I do is talk, I guess. But sometimes that's what you need, is just somebody to sit down and talk to you. So I do hope to start a new YouTube channel, and start kind of doing more biblical studies. But I'm not denying the Father, but I do want to keep the homestead kind of separate from the religious things. That way I have a backup. So that's another thing that's coming. I know it seems like a minor kind of announcement to that, but it really isn't. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and we need to be informed, and we don't need to have our heads in the sand. So I really hope to see you guys soon, and thank you very much for joining us. I really hope that you guys stay blessed, and we'll see you next time on the homestead. Bye, guys.